You know, there's that old colloquialism that says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting different results. Now, that's of course not the technical definition of insanity, but it is one that most people have heard of, and everybody seems to like that expression, right? Well, apparently Donald Trump's legal team has never heard of that, because this week they filed another motion in Georgia to get the charges against Donald Trump completely dismissed by making the same dismissal argument that they've already made, not just in this case, but in actually other cases, that has failed literally every single time they have tried to make this argument. And the argument is simple. Trump's lawyers told the courts in Georgia in their motion this week that the case should be dismissed because Donald Trump was just exercising his First Amendment rights. You're prosecuting him, they say, again, for simple words that the man said. You can't criminally prosecute him for saying things, right? And that's the motion that they filed with the courts. Now, to be honest, this motion was filed 2 days ago, and I'm a little shocked that it has not already been thrown out. You know, I guess maybe with the holidays coming up, you know, the court's like, we'll just deal with this after Christmas. But this is the dumbest argument I think I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot because trust me, if you're a regular viewer here, Trump's lawyers say stupid things every day, whether it's in the media or in the courtroom. He's got some of the dumbest lawyers that have ever existed in the entirety of lawyerdom. But this argument that Donald Trump was just exercising his freedom of speech and therefore you cannot prosecute him, that doesn't even make sense given the charges against him. Now let me read you what the lawyers put in Monday's filing. They said, every single alleged overt act listed and count charged against President Trump seeks to criminalize content-based core political speech. The core political speech and expressive conduct alleged in this indictment against President Trump are protected from government regulation and thus criminal prosecution by the state. But he wasn't indicted and he's not being charged with speaking. He's being charged of running a scheme to organize a slate of fake electors for the state of Georgia to throw out the actual results of the state's election in 2020 and replace it with the fraudulent people. That's not talking. Like, that's a thing that they legitimately did. And 4 people have already pleaded guilty to doing that. It wasn't just Trump talking out loud like, hey man, wouldn't it be cool if we could just get different electors for Georgia? Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, well, see y'all later. Like, that would be protected speech. But he took it to the next step. He said, wouldn't that be great? How do we do that? Okay, listen, you get on that. You start looking into this. You get down to Georgia, Sidney Powell. You send your team down there to, break into the voting machines in Coffee County. That's what happened, according to the indictment. Trump directed this conspiracy, right? It's RICO charges, so it's conspiracy. That's not about freedom of speech. But I gotta tell you, I have a theory about this. And it's this, and I've kind of said this before, but let me say it again. Trump's lawyers, as all lawyers, get paid by the hour. The more work they do, the more money they make, especially in defense cases, right? Because you're not looking for, a monetary verdict and they get a percentage of it. They get paid by the hour. So when they go back to their law offices and are like, we don't have anything to do on the Trump case today, can't bill anything. Hey, wait a minute. What if, remember that motion we filed saying it's a First Amendment thing and they threw it out? What if we just did that again? Like, let's rewrite it. We can bill more hours and then just resubmit it. I mean, they're going to throw it out, but hey, at least we get to add another 10 hours onto the bill. Now, again, that's just a theory I have because that is the only rational explanation as to why these lawyers would keep doing this. They know it's a losing argument. They know it does not apply to this case whatsoever, but they keep doing it. And the only reason I can think of to keep doing it is because every time you do it, you get to bill your client more hours. And if that's why you're doing it, then hey, I hate Trump as much as the next guy. Keep bilking him out of all the money you can. But if you think this is a sound legal argument, then you may want to call your law schools and see if you can get a refund on your tuition, because clearly you didn't learn anything.